That's plain and simple.
Okay, Keith, I want to talk to you about Kieran McCarthy and back in Corrie and everything. Are you enjoying being back?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's great fun. Yeah.
Hey!
Thank you.
And is there a time frame for this, or is it indefinite?
Well, obviously, we didn't know what we were going to do. And initially, I'd kind of signed up for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking about moving on. And then they told me that they were going to put me with Liz McDonald. So I signed a 2-year contract. Obviously, that's a joke.
Yeah. No, just the lines between Coronation Street and the Late Late Show are blurring now.
Yeah. Thank God this doesn't go out in Manchester, or Liz would have me by the...
Yeah.
Thank
God the internet doesn't
what
exist.
I love about Coronation Street, though, you know, I mean, it's obviously based in a real kind of area,
Yeah.
but they bring a lot of comedy into it. And, you know, when you've had a hard day in the office and you're coming home and you want to put on a soap that you can have a laugh to, and they don't take themselves that seriously. They're a serious show, but they have comedy elements, which I love about it. And I love the fact that they allow you to kind of play that.
The last time we spoke about the commute and how tricky that was with the kids and at home and so on, are you all right with that? Have you got your head around it?
It's a strain at the moment.
Is it?
It is a strain, because obviously us guys have been trying to promote this album, and I'm doing that on the days that I'm not filming, and it's going Manchester, London, London, Manchester, Manchester, Dublin, Dublin, London, London, Manchester. So it's all been a bit crazy, but you know, I'm happy when I'm busy, and it's going well.
And how are the kids? Are they in good shape?
They're great, yeah. They're in good form. It was my daughter's birthday yesterday. She was 10 yesterday.
Was she?
Yeah, little Mia. Happy birthday, Mia.
Happy birthday, Mia.
So that's great. And I know Samuel L. Jackson was here a few weeks ago. He was helping out for that ball. Apparently that was a great success. Dionne Warwick is also...
Yeah, she was brilliant, actually.
Something else.
I
Really.
believe. I didn't make it. I've been organising since last September, October. And on the night in question, when I arrived at the O'Reilly Hall, I did the introduction to the night. I invited everybody in, and I start kind of feeling a little bit queasy.
Oh, you're joking.
And about a half an hour in, my wife Lisa said to me, "Keith, you all right?" I said, "No, I'm going to have to go." And I ended up over the bloody toilet then for most of the night at home. So I missed the whole night. Thank God Ro was there. I said to Ro on the way out the door, "Will you MC?" And I said to me, "Mrs, will you do a couple of speeches there?" And I was gone out the door. But it was a great success, and we made a lot of money for charity. So
Yeah, great. I love
Ro was great.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. I love the idea of walking out of the hall going, "Good luck with that." Yeah. Royal Albert Hall, complete sellout of a gig. Congratulations. I mean that in ticket sales as opposed to the other.
Yeah.
That's congratulations.
It's been a good tour.
3 nights in a row, if you'll excuse the pun.
For a row.
Yeah.
For a row.
So that's got all the gags tonight.
I tell you what, they're all coming out.
But congratulations,
Thanks.
that's great.
Cheers.
It's
it's been a good
fun.
tour. I've enjoyed it. But, you know, just all the time looking forward to getting back with the lads and getting going with the record. It's been a real buzz to be back and back at it.
And the guys joined you on stage.
They did last night, yeah. It was a tough night. It was the first time we performed live in front of an audience without Theo.
Oh, that must have been tricky, you know.
So it was tough. We did the single and we did the second single and then we did Picture of You towards the end of the show. It was tough, you know, but
what was
as
the
Duster
hardest
said,
part of it?
I think the hardest part really of the whole show was we showed a bit of VT to do it, the documentary that's coming up on the 24th of this month, ITV show, and obviously that was it's very in-depth. It's very we kind of stepped out of the game when it came to the whole funeral situation. We didn't give interviews, we didn't do any of that.
Sure.
And this is behind the scenes and how we actually did feel about it. So it's actually quite deep and emotional. So that was shown, and then we came on. And I think it was the fact that we had to be positive to pull. You've got 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people in this arena. Pull them back out of that kind of depth of emotion into joy was our big challenge. But we definitely succeeded in doing it. As Keith said earlier on, we delivered the line on stage saying this is about a celebration now. It's not about mourning. So it was, you know, worked out good in the end.
Let's go. Mike, you said it raw there. Why so?
Well, you know, this documentary, we hadn't started it before Stephen passed away. It was something that we started after, and the director really wanted to kind of get inside the psyche of each one of us. And the psyche at that time was very damaged and fragile and vulnerable. And we all, I think, would agree, say that in the documentary we said a lot more and exposed ourselves perhaps a lot more than we normally would have in interviews of any kind. And I think we were all quite shocked the other day when we seen a 5-minute clip of the documentary. It kind of brought all the other stuff rushing back to us that had happened last October. And it, like I say, it's really raw and it really touches the nerve, you know.
Because they say the mourning scenario lasts maybe 2 or 3 years, or maybe more, sometimes forever if it's somebody that close.
That's why I think it's
not
important
6
now.
months thing, you know what I mean?
It's trying to find something to kind of fill this kind of void is not happening for us. So now, trying to bring Theo back in, the colour. Stephen was the colour of Boyzone. He was the glue between us.
Was he?
And now we have to try and get the happy memories. And Stephen, as a character, as a performer, as our friend, get his joy and happiness back into this now and remember him in happy terms. And if there is tears coming down our face, it's happy tears, it's not sad tears. You know, and celebrate Stephen Gately now. And that's the way we're going to have to try and move forward now, a celebration rather than...
In the video, you seem to be writing letters. And were you in reality trying to think of things to say?
Yeah.
And what was going through your head?
It was kind of all the things we didn't say was the idea.
Really?
Of the letters, and our goodbye, in a way, is what the director, what we kind of had spoken about and what we wanted it to be. But we all wrote all sorts of different things. But I mean,
what did you write? Can I ask you?
I mean, I was just, you know, talking about us, Theo and I, and our sense of humour and the way we used to laugh and things like that. You know, there was personal things between Theo and I, but as soon as pen touched paper between all of us, you just well up.
What did you write, Keith?
The director, Phil Griffin, he worked with us about 16 years ago on Love Me for a Reason. And he knows us all quite well for a long time. Yeah. And that's why we worked with him, because we didn't want, you know, obviously there was always a paranoia there that, you know, there are critics and cynics out there. And the last thing we ever wanted for anybody to think that we were parading on Stephen's misfortune. We've lost a dear friend and a brother. You know, that's out of our hands. But we never wanted to use his misfortune to kind of better ourselves or use it for our own gain. Yeah. So it was very important that he captured the real moment, that he actually captured how we are actually feeling, and it's not an act. This is how we're living at the moment. This wasn't supposed to happen as far as we're concerned. This is wrong. And how do we get out of this? And that's why we worked with Phil. And, you know, I started writing and I didn't know what to write. And I think I started off by asking Stephen's help to give me some of his colour to help me get through that day, because it was a very, very tough day. Yeah. And you start writing and you think you've nothing to say. Before you know where you are, the page is full. But what Phil actually did was he folded up the letters that we had and he put them in envelopes, got us to sign the back of them. And at the end of the shoot, at the end of the day, we're all, you know, with the wrap, he came over and handed us all the letters and he said, here, bring them home with you and open them someday.
And have any of you opened them?
No.
Will you?
One day.
Maybe one day, yeah, maybe.
I mean, when we spoke on the radio the last time, you talked about the panic attacks, and have they stopped now?
Yeah, it's not as bad now. Like Shane said earlier on, when we're together, we seem to have, it seems to be easier, because I kind of feel that you kind of get frustrated that nobody knows what you're going through. I mean, I know everybody has lost people, and you know, but when somebody's old or when they have a terminal illness, you can start preparing yourself for it. But when somebody dies so young and their life is cut short, and there's so many interesting and exciting things coming up for them, you know, that's a different type of loss, I feel. And you know, when the four of us are together, because we've been together since we were kids, there's a great kind of feeling of security when I'm with the lads. And I'm spending a lot more time with the lads, obviously, in the last few weeks, so that's kind of helped a great deal.
It's a comfort zone.
It's a comfort zone.
Are any of you going to counselling or bereavement camp that you're willing to admit? I mean, it used to be taboo, but a lot of people are happy to talk about it.
I don't think anything like that should ever be taboo anyway.
Have
for
you got to
whatever
see
subject.
about it?
No, not for this particular subject, but I think that we together offer each other a great counselling service, if that makes sense.
And it does make sense, yeah.
We are the only ones who know exactly how we feel.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have all felt, you know, depressions and anxieties and panic attacks and different, you know, weird, strange things. You're speaking today about dreams and all kinds of things. I mean, your head just goes...
Plays tricks on you.
Plays real tricks on your reality, you know?
Yeah.
So, like I say, we do kind of offer a great counselling service to each other.